We had a question come up. It's a difficult question. So the question was, if you had limited runway in your business and struggled with lead gen, would you A, decrease marketing to increase runway, B, have a small but very focused marketing budget, C, increase marketing to increase lead gen, and then he follows up with, I see the following problems: 1, slow death, 2, not knowing where to focus, and 3, wasting money, it not actually leading to more leads and dying faster.
Absolutely fair question. And I think one that we all go through at one point in owning a business. And I know in my mind, it's definitely happened to me before where you hit times that are hard. And so the idea is like, well, we're spending 10% on marketing. Why don't we just turn that off and save some money? But that being said, the slow death is a real thing. My first basic answer is if you have small runway, my guess is the business is kind of small, right? Sub 1 million, maybe sub 2 million.
So this specific business, I believe, is a startup franchise.
Yeah. So that's where I was going to guess is like you're really new, so you don't have the runway to dump $3,000, $6,000, $7,000 a month into PPC or LSA. So my first and my favorite advice in this instance in marketing is there is so much opportunity to get to above $1 million in revenue that's absolutely free. Nextdoor and Facebook groups. I've seen multiple service businesses grow to being above $1 million only using those two platforms. That's it. These guys are hustlers in those platforms though. Like every time someone says, hey, I need plumbing or I need help with HVAC or I need an electrician to do, like they're the first ones. I recently have a buddy who does drywall, pressure washing, the whole nine. In 3 months, he's up to 90 reviews on Nextdoor. And I asked him to do some work for me. He's like, Jack, I appreciate it, but I can't, man, I'm full. And so he's actually filled up his schedule for free, just exchanging his time to say, hey, try me out. Please leave me a review on this platform. So that's where I would start. And then my only second advice is the minute that you do start spending money, make sure that it's not branding, it's direct, it's lead gen. So you need to be like LSA was probably my first choice. What do you think?
That was good. I think there's been plenty of times, and granted this is like a startup, but I think it's the same problem. Like I could have the same problem today as this. Obviously different business scenario. They're a startup, and I think in a highly competitive market. And I'm not a startup, but like the same problem could happen where like we have to double down and get it done. I think it happens a few times as you grow. I know it did for us, where we had to make what we felt like was tough choices. If you have limited runway, then like first thing you need to do is extend your runway. Because like nothing matters if the business dies, like nothing matters. So I would be looking at like, what can I absolutely obliterate cost-wise to make it so that way when things do come back, I'm prepared. Because like waiting it out while the business, one of the options was slow death. Like waiting it out while there's a slow death is not an option in my mind. If you're in a highly competitive market, and if time's your enemy, because in this case, I think time is the enemy. So if time is your enemy, and if you're not getting better every day with more time, then you have to buy yourself time. I don't think it's decreasing marketing budget. I think like he didn't bring up anything else aside from marketing budget, but I think it would be like, what can you cut out? Like, what can you just get rid of? Is there overhead that you don't need? Is there an in-person CSR that you can take overseas? How can you save 10 to 15 grand a month? Because if you're a startup, even like 2 or 3 grand a month matters because that's rent. Can you move out of the place you're renting, sublet it, and like run out of your house? People want to get up to $1 million or 2 million or whatever as fast as they can, but like you'll never get to $1 million if the business goes to zero. So like you just have to make some really shitty choices. But you can recover in 6 months to a year once you figure out your lead flow. Because like I agree with you that what you said is probably the right move here. But like if time is your enemy, then like you have to execute flawlessly over the next 3 days in driving Nextdoor leads. Thanks for tuning in to Owned and Operated, the podcast for home service entrepreneurs.